Absolutely, man. I know there's people who, my buddy Adam in our Cincinnati chat, he goes and buys collections and then sells them. He loves the hobby, but he makes money off of it. Or, I got this stack of WNBA cards right here that are my daughter's. She wants $5. I could probably sell this stack for $5. I
I'm
have
sure
no
you can.
idea if Rhea Burrell is worth $5 or more, but it's what you're going to get for it. Or, like you said, the dollar stacks at card shows. How many times have we set up at card shows and the next day they're 50 cents, the last day they're 25 cents? Go the last like 2 hours to a card show. I want to get rid of my stuff. We are sellers when we go to card shows. We don't want to come back with anything. There are people who go to card shows who want to come back with their stuff, say, my card, my price. That's great. That's for you. I want to go and sell all my stuff and come back with cash to buy new stuff. So go to card shows, go to your LCS, go to eBay, go on like a Wednesday night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because people, Josh, at LJ's, we have strategic times that we end eBay listings because we want to have most eyes on it. Who's looking at a card on a Wednesday night at 3 o'clock in the morning? That's when you're posting. That's when you're going to get steals, or like noon on a Thursday. That's when you want to get on and get steals, because there's some people who just don't know what they're doing yet, or may just not even think about it. I know I've done it a lot, especially when, I wasn't doing this every day for my life. Is you just got to know where to look for the steals and then go ahead and just turn around and flip it. I know that we've had people in our Whatnot streams who have bought stuff from us, 2 days later sold it and doubled their money. And they've told me about it, like, good for you. Yep. Or if I sell them a card, you know what? Then Joe Burrow has 7 touchdowns this weekend and breaks records. Go ahead and sell it on Monday. Take a risk.
It's not real quick too, just to add to that. It's not always about sports cards either. Look at magazines, look at newspaper articles, look at 8x10s, look at old programs from football games, baseball games, basketball games. Like I found that was a half price book the other day, and I found, I forget what year it was, sometime in the 90s, an old Bulls playoff program for like $1. Like, you never know where that stuff is. So, but stuff like that, it's out there, but it doesn't necessarily always have to be about sports cards. Baseballs, any kind of game use stuff, Like I said, there's all kinds of ways to make money. Just find it. It's there.
Just don't knock over kids. Just don't knock over kids trying to get an autograph out of games. Don't do that.
Don't knock any kids down, please.
No. But also, I think there's the resale market for retail is just gone. For a while there, it was, hey, I can buy this $20 Prism Blaster, sell it for $80. Okay, I'm going to do that every day of the week, then go buy something I really want. But now that stuff's just sitting on shelves. You and I opened a couple Select Blasters and got 50 cents out of it. Like, we had a lot of joy because we enjoy this, but as far as value for our dollar back, it's not an opening product. It's especially retail. But there is some money, Josh, in my opinion, in the Montgomery Club.
Okay.
So last year it was $600, and I joined because that's what I do. But you got a whole bunch of stuff along with it. You got releases, early access to a bunch of stuff that it just sold out to other people. Next year, it's $150 for renewal, $200 for, just start up like your first time. What it gets is 20 card base set exclusive to members, the 582 Montgomery stamped 2023 Topps Baseball Complete set, early access to 2023 Bowman Chrome Sapphire, to Topps Chrome Sapphire, to Star Wars Sapphire, to Chrome Budslinga Sapphire, to Finest Flashbacks, and to Garbage Pail Kids Sapphire. So you get early access to those. So I don't know what the print runs are going to be. People are saying they're going to be astronomical and you can get them the next day on Topps. But for me, $150, absolutely worth it, when you could probably sell your Montgomery Club complete set for like $60. So you're looking at like $90. The base set, I like to keep those. And then early access to other ones. You make $60 reselling those. If other people can't get access, then it's already paid for. You get early access to, say, 5 more. And then I assume there's going to be additional benefits along the way. So to me, completely worth it. 100% for collectors, not 100% for investors. But if you have an opportunity, I say you get in.
That was kind of my take on it. Again, I've never been a member, so I'm glad you were able to tell me some of that stuff that I didn't know. But from what I gather from it, yeah, I agree. Not so much, but it is what it is.
Yeah, awesome, man. I like it. I know you and I are big into baseball, so we're gonna buy all the top stuff anyways. And then what people do, hey, you know how another way to make money, Josh, is you get these reward points through Topps. And say you got $40 in Topps Now cards that you don't want, you're not going to do anything with them. People will buy those from you for like $25.
Yeah.
So you get the rewards. Yeah, it might be, hey, Josh likes these Topps rewards. He can put in the work and sell them. I'll take the $25 cash. You get the $40. You go make the 40. You get 15 profit. I get $25 just in rewards. All good, all over the place.
Everybody's happy.
All right, so it is December. We are thankful, and we've got Christmas coming up. Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays. Josh, what are 3 things on your Christmas wish list?
First thing that would make it a Merry Christmas: a Ryan Sandberg game used signed autographed jersey. I don't think there's too much to ask for. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe I'll ask Santa for it. Who knows? Second of all, didn't really take too long to think about this. I may be reaching here, but a pair of Michael Jordan game used shoes would be good. I don't care what year, just pick one. And then to round it out, why not just go for an authentic Wrigley Field chair? They tore them up a couple of years ago to put all new ones in. Every Cubs fan needs a seat from Wrigley Field. So maybe I'll ask Santa for that one, or maybe I'll ask Mrs. Claus for that one. We'll see.
I got a feeling I know this Mrs. Claus. She might be outside waiting to give us a ride home right now. So
you know what? She loves me. That's all that matters.
That's an inside joke. That's hilarious. So I thought about this long and hard. That's what she said. I can't say that. It's a kid show. But I've long wanted a dual Peyton Manning, John Elway autograph.
Yeah.
And they had, for the longest time, they had a 2015 National Treasures auto. I think it was a BGS like 9.5 on eBay. It was like $1,700, and it's been gone for like a year and a half. I think I talked about it last week. But then last week, I saw an autographed helmet. It was the old school Broncos emblem, like that.
I see it.
Right
Other
there.
side. There it is. Wait, I don't know if I can.
It was
that right there.
autographed Manning and Elway. That is on my list. I would like I said a Christian Laettner like autographed jersey, but now that you said the authentic Sandberg, like I need a USA game worn number 4 Christian Laettner 1992 Dream Team jersey.
Not very many of those.
I don't even know if they exist out there, but LJ's does have LeBron's press pass or his player pass from the Olympics, so maybe we can find it because it's just another Thursday at LJ's, right?
That's right.
And then last but not least, I don't know if it's too much to ask for Russell Wilson to stop stealing my joy. Russell Wilson tends to ruin my Sundays now.
You might have to wait till next year on that one. I don't
know. I got a feeling I'm not going to have my joy stolen this Sunday because where are we going Sunday, Josh?
Where are we going Sunday? Oh, that's right.
We're going to Cincinnati.
The AFC Championship rematch.
The
weather's supposed to be nice. It's a 4:25 kickoff. We got all day to enjoy it. I know for one, we've only talked about this. We found out I don't know, several hours ago. I don't know. But we've talked about it for at least, I don't know, 80% of the day.
Yeah. So that's super exciting. And I just want to show off something real quick because Kaboom's or Absolute's coming out tomorrow.
See some cards.
These are some LJ's cards that I brought home with me tonight. I got that Joe Burrow rookie Kaboom, PSA 9. Beautiful looking. And I know this isn't a Kaboom, but just because it's Jamar Chase, and he's coming back this week. Got that Don Russ downtown PSA 10, both available at LJ's. But love these cards. Look so good. I know I left the wrapper on. I should have taken them off, but I didn't.
Don't scratch it.
Well, I'm not going to scratch it because you know what? These aren't mine. They're LJ's cards, so I just want to take care of them. I'm going to put them right back in the container that I brought them home and take them right back to work tomorrow. So,
no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good game. I hope it's a high scoring game. And all instincts think that it will. Yeah, I don't know who wins though. I want to say Chiefs, but it's probably going to be the Bengals. So either way, I think we're in for an exciting game for sure.
That's great. But who are the chefs? I love that commercial. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think Mahomes, we talked about before, is our MVP. Yep. Joe Burrow, I mean, they went to the Super Bowl. You just got to get in the playoffs. That's all. Like Lamar Jackson could run for 5,000 yards in a playoff game and go to the Super Bowl and win. Hey, I mean, the little Giants beat the Dallas Cowboys because of the annexation of Puerto Rico. So, hey, anything can happen, But I'm super excited to go. I know we got the absolute hookup from our buddy. and we're gonna go down there. We're gonna have a good time. You got us a sweet tailgate to go to with
Yeah,
some
we're
dude
going to
who's
the
in the
bomb
Hall of
squad, the Bengals
Fame.
bomb squad.
And I really think that I don't know about Jamar Chase having longevity in the hobby because he's a wide receiver. Absolutely think like guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, not Derek Carr, but definitely Patrick Mahomes, because we have that $4.3 million Mahomes. We bought it, we love it. It's our staple. We're going to talk about it every day because it's super cool. But who are some guys in the hobby who have longevity? Because I know you and I talked, I think yesterday, like what happened. And my buddy JB Old Town Cards tweeted out, if Aaron Judge goes to another team and he's the MVP, the 62 home runs, he had some hobby love. Like Paul Goldschmidt is the MVP. He has no hobby love.
All right.
Albert Pujols has no hobby love. What happened? Who has hobby love? Who has sustainability? Who has longevity? And who doesn't? Like, what do you think, Josh?
I don't know. It's been kind of up and down the last couple of years. So I don't think you can really put a name on somebody, but maybe Otani, just because of what he brings. Nobody has seen it since Babe Ruth. A lot of injuries the last couple of years. I know Trout's been injured. Acuna's been injured. Julio Rodriguez looks fantastic in Seattle. Again, though, I think longevity too comes down to being healthy. And, you see a lot of these players now, get hurt and they miss 2 months. And it takes a while to get back. You got to get your swing back. You got to get your timing back. And I'm sure that takes a while. So, some of the bigger names, I guess longevity, you could also go back a little bit and pick some of the players that no longer play. You're looking at your Ken Griffey Juniors, your Derek Jeters, players like that who probably aren't going to lose any value whatsoever because they're not swinging the bat anymore. Safe bets. That'll go. I think Tom Brady. I know he's not the old Tom Brady that he was, but he's still Tom Brady. The man is phenomenal. Even though he did lose to the Browns this week, which I still don't know how that happened. But yeah, I mean, I would say go back. There's Harper. There's Harper. Played well. Who was it? I wrote somebody else down here because I knew I would forget it. Yeah, I mean, you go. I didn't forget Michael Jordan, but I haven't got the basketball yet. But Jordan and Kobe, anybody from the Dream Team because they were a part of that team. Maybe not Christian Laettner because some people say he didn't belong on the team. I know we briefly touched on that, but I'll let you take that one because you're a Duke fan. And I really don't care either way. That card right there is sweet. It's a pop 2, I believe.
And I mean, you were talking Tom Brady. I mean, it is the Contenders auto out of 199, dual 10, pop 2. This card is going to break all the records for the highest sold football card of all time.
I think so.
And we own it. I had to show it because you were talking about Tom Brady. So I was working on getting him up there while you're talking about it. Because for me, when's this card going down in price? He's going to go up because he's going to retire, and then he's going to go into broadcasting, and then Hall of Fame.
He's still old. I get it. But imagine being 45 years old and playing in the National Football League. It's phenomenal. We are extremely close. I need a new monitor. Don't bring that up. I don't know. I think we're just rambling here now. Did Christian Laettner belong on the Dream Team? Don't get into yes or no.
In 1992, came down to Laettner or Shaq, the only two college players, and they went with Laettner probably just because he was Christian Laettner. Like he was the pretty boy. He was the bad boy of the national championship.
He wasn't a bad player. I mean, he was good.
He was the best college player like of all time. Like in hindsight, yeah, Shaq had the MVP, Hall of Fame, world champion career. But at 21 years old, it was Laettner all day was the choice. Looking back on it, it was Shaq. I mean, he's the Dream Team. No one was playing anyways because you had Akeem and Robinson. But, talking about guys with longevity, I think in the current, like who currently play, Josh, my buddy, just another collector, he's talking about Bryce Harper. He's hurt. People ran him out of Washington. He went to Philly. Look what he did in the playoffs this year. Absolutely, I think he's got longevity in the hobby. You look at quarterbacks in the NFL, not Vegas Dave and Derek Carr, Look at Aaron Rodgers having a down year. His cards are still there. Russell Wilson steals my joy, so we're not talking about him. But like Tom Brady, no one ever loved Matt Ryan. Drew Brees cards still ride. Peyton Manning cards ride. John Elway cards ride. And there was a time where Drew Lock cards actually went for higher than John Elway because people want the newest, the brightest, the flashiest, the right now. And what can I make money? Like Bowman Chrome just came out. People love the prospect. Okay, like that's great. Bowman Chrome is technically like your first baseball card before your rookie card. But most of those prospects don't pan out. So people love prospecting. I'm one of them. In baseball, I think you're absolutely right. Guys like Ichiro, Griffey, Barry Larkin, like Joey Votto has no hobby love, but his cards are gonna stay around. Buck City Breaks is watching. Our guys over there, Columbus Crew, because we're all around the same spot. We love those guys. But guys with longevity, like John Morant, Zion Williamson, they gonna have longevity. John Morant will. I don't know about Zion.
I don't know about Zion.
LeBron's gonna have longevity forever because he's great. Like Jordan cards, everything's gonna fluctuate with the hobby market.
Sure.
But as far as that goes, stick with your quarterbacks, your heavy hitters. You don't want pitchers in baseball. You want your Mike Trout. You want your Hall of Fame guys. Like I'm trying to look around my desk and see what I got here. Like, you don't like, who would have thought Cody Bellinger would be Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series? Then nobody wants him.
Just a couple of years ago, too. He's not that old. It's early to mid-20s. Like it wasn't that long ago. He's still got time. Everybody has a down year. Everybody has some downtime. There are times hitting the baseball is the hardest thing to do in any sport. I think that eventually everybody will come back around unless your name is Jason Hayward, which was a lot of money for somebody who gave a speech to win a World Series. I'll take it, but it is what it is.
Or if your name's Arcetti Sakino, you could just hit 8 home runs in 8 games, smash and break, outfield bleachers, and then 2 years later sign with a team in Japan. So
what would you call him now? If he was the Punisher before, what would he be now? I don't you can't baby Punisher. I don't know.
Still punishes baseball. So
there you go.
So Josh, I want to talk about something. My buddy Che, Ian Sports Cards, always posts a card. Like he loves 80s and 90s junk wax era baseball.
Okay.
He posts a card and says, this is a picture of a card that I like. And everybody eats it up on Twitter, social media, loves it. We have a whole warehouse full of 80s and 90s baseball cards. Who are 80s and 90s baseball cards for? Like right now, we've got boxes, I believe early 80s up of Topps boxes up on our eBay page. Put them up like yesterday, and within hours they're going for $400 or $500.
Yeah, the early 80s.
Collecting 80s and 90s cards? Like, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think with the 80s and 90s cards, the best way to do it is to hope that half of the people throw the cards away, because then your cards will be worth more money. If somebody wants to say, I'm going to throw all my junk wax cards away, I say go ahead, because that means mine's going to go up just a little bit, maybe 70 years from now. Who knows? But there are still, millions of boxes unopened somewhere in warehouses all across who knows where. So there really wasn't anybody that really other than Junior when I was a kid. I mean, there was you look at the Reds. The Reds were good in the early 90s. But I don't really think that, at this point, I think there was so much of it. It was so overwhelming that they just kind of were like, whatever, And I think Griffey had a lot to do with that too. He was way up here, and everybody else was like, whatever. If you're not the Griffey, then I don't want you. There's another card that I like in the 80s too, and I know we had just come across that in the shop. We found several of the Bo Black and Whites, and I love that card. Iconic. I was looking up a poster the other day. I'm like, I'd like to maybe find that poster. I want like $100 for it. So I'm gonna try to get my niece to draw me.
Today's Bo Jackson's birthday. It was either today or yesterday.
Is that right?
People were posting pictures. I know my buddy Garrett, who watches our stuff, he's like a huge Bo Jackson guy. He posted some pictures in our chat group.
So if Bo Jackson stays healthy,
yesterday.
Do what?
November 30th. It was yesterday.
So if he stays healthy, is he the greatest athlete of all time?
Yeah, him and
I think it's close. I think it's close. You'll never know.
I think the 80s and 90s cards are for set builders.
Sure.
Like I got a couple of buddies on Twitter that are say, hey, I'm looking at 1990 score. These are the cards I have. I'm like, I guarantee we have those in shop. I just don't know where they're at.
No.
Because we have so much stuff just would need, it's probably in the 90s score box
I'm sure.
because they're all labeled. So I know, actually, I know exactly where they are. I was going to go find them. But people like to build sets. I
Yeah.
mean, isn't that the backbone of the hobby is, hey, I've got enough Topps update cards that I could put a whole set together. And then,
Sure.
I collect sets for my kids. I've won a Topps complete set of every year they're born. I'm sorry, every year they've been alive,
Mm-hmm.
just on my shelf back there that I'll give to them. I mean, it's theirs. They can have it, but it stays
Sure.
in the hobby room till they're older. I got the idea from my buddy Nick, who does it for his kids. But there's something for everyone. Like, not everything has to have a dollar value. It could have a momentum or moment, like for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
sentimental value. That's what I'm going for. Like Frank Thomas, my buddy Nick collects Frank Thomas. He would love to have these, a no-name rookie or these like
Mm-hmm.
$1.50 rookie cards we have. Send like 10 of them. It would mean more to him than the $10 we make off of it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
Yes.
so that's where I'm at with that. And then, we talked a lot about a lot of different things today. One thing I do want to discuss while we're on here is the Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt buyback program from Topps. And we think that's good or bad. And for who? Like for Topps, for the hobby, for card shops? What are your thoughts,
I
Josh?
think ultimately Topps comes out on top on that one. I don't think that a $20, unless you might get lucky and hit a refractor or a numbered card, gold card, whatever. But I think that these blaster boxes are going for $25 and $30 now. You might have to buy 4 or 5 of them to hit one. I think it's not a bad thing. I think they're trying to remedy some issues that they had. However those came about, I don't know all the answers, but I do know that there were some issues with some cards not being in boxes. Trying to save face a little bit with that. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I don't think that it really benefits you or I that much. I think mostly Topps, but it is what it is. It's not a bad thing.
I think it benefits everybody, but especially Topps, because people are going through their base cards that they already have. Like, I could tell you, I already gave mine away. They're in shipment over to Eloy if he's watching, to give away to his card club. There
Mm-hmm.
might be some in there, so go look for them or just give them to kids. But a lot of people are taking, my buddy Stefan, not our Stefan, but a different one in our Cincinnati chat group, said, he had like $200 worth of buyback, took him to our local coach card shop because he lives here in Columbus. He went to Triple Play right up here.
Okay.
And said he came home with a box of Bowman Chrome. So card shop wins, Topps wins because he bought a Topps product, and he wins because he basically got Bowman Chrome for free.
Sure.
So I really think like you can just find anything. Topps is getting rid of their product that they printed too much of and screwed up. Card shops are winning. So I'm sure Topps is giving them something back for this. I have no idea what it is because we're not a retail shop. We don't participate in this. So I assume that they're getting some kind of stipend from Topps. Plus, they're selling, like, that guy just sold Bowman Chrome and he got money back, and great. Like, so I think it's kind of a win for everybody. But Topps marketing is genius. Hey, let's give you guys money so you'll buy more of our stuff, but you have to go through our other stuff. But then you can go buy a blaster for $30 to maybe try to get a $20 card in there, but you might have a $140 card in there, but no one really knows because we're talking refractors and numbers. Less than 99, over 99 base cards. But I think it's going to clear the shelves of Topps Chrome eventually, instead of
There's
having
a
to
lot of
sit
them
there
sitting.
and then go on clearance. So, we
I'm
talk a
surprised
lot
they
of,
haven't done that before. I'm surprised that hasn't come up yet. It's not a bad idea.
whoever that marketing person is. Like, I need like an hour Zoom call with them so I can learn, because I'm the marketing guy here. I need some
Set that up.
pointers. But we got a couple topics left, and I got to get my kids to bed tonight, man. Aaron Judge home run ball up for auction on Golden.
They said that it was probably going to be the highest selling baseball ever.
They
It
say
could.
lots of things.
It could.
But the
Judge
guy
said he
also
didn't
had
want it.
what, a $3 million offer.
He turned it down. Yeah,
I don't
he
know that
turned it
he's
down.
getting $3 million out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. Again, it's not my ball to decide. If somebody offered me $3 million, I'd have to think about it, which I'm sure he did. But either way, I hope that somebody gets to enjoy it. Meaning baseball, it was a long record that stood for a very long time. But they asked Judge, and he was like, I don't really want it. It is what it is. But he also said something funny too. in the interview that I read was that he hadn't signed his contract yet, so he didn't know if he could afford it. So I'm pretty sure he'll be able to once he signs it. But
all right, so Barry Bonds' record-breaking 756 home run ball sold for $752,467.20. Why is a 62 home run going for $3 million? Like maybe 2 years ago when the hobby was like, yeah, I'm going to spend money on everything. But like, no, take that 3 million and run. Like
I would have.
Just my opinion. But
I would have.
Also, like you say, hey, it's this record stood for so long. Like, give me 73. Give me McGuire. Give me Sosa. Give me Bonds. Like, I don't want Judge. But also, it's the New York market. It's the Yankees. People have money. People want to display it. People want to say they have it. And people who can afford stuff like that aren't me and you. People who can afford that are like $3 million. Like, here you go. Cool. Whatever. Like, Jeff Bezos, he wants it. That's like, like, okay, cool. Here, have it. Like, I'll take this baseball. I'll probably go play baseball with it because I'm Jeff Bezos. I do what I want.
It's an hour's worth of a paycheck.
Absolutely, man. So one more topic, and then we'll jump off here is the survival of sports cards. Do we need something to keep it? I mean, like, I've been collecting since 1986. You're like a year older than me, so you may be 1985. I don't know. But the hobby's in a downturn. It's going to come back. What does anything need to be done to ensure the survival or what?
Just ride it out. Just let it. It is what it is. Ride the wave. They always go up and down. Don't give up. Like I said earlier, just find ways to enjoy it. Find ways to make a little bit of money. Find ways to collect. It's a good time to buy some cards for a collection. Who knows? It could be a year. You might be able to buy a house off of some of these stuff. You don't know. Nobody saw it coming a couple of years ago, but just ride the wave. But don't give in. I know some people are losing a little bit of money. Some people are making a little bit of money, but just have fun with it and just be a kid with it. I can't stress that enough. Because that's pretty much where we all fell in love with it was when we were a child. Maybe it helps to get back to that a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I think that it will eventually come out, but ride the wave, man. It's fun.
I want to read a tweet verbatim from Kyle Wobler, Mr. K-Dub on Twitter, my dude. Leo, our owner, was on K-Dub's High Five. So if you're watching this, want to learn more about OJ's Card Shop, go see Mr. K-Dub. Watch his High Five with Leo.
Great
when
video.
It comes to collecting sports cards, it's what you want, how you want, when you want, and where you want. Like if I want to buy more Cody Bellinger cards, I go buy more Cody Bellinger cards. If I want more WNBA cards, like I go buy WNBA cards. It's because I enjoy this. This is a hobby that became a business for us because this is our job now.
Yeah.
But it's still at the end of the day, we're doing something we love every minute of the day. Like I'm sitting here talking to you about sports cards and it's work. I'm sorting sports cards at work. I'm selling sports cards. I'm doing something I love every minute of the day.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much joy in that. And, the pandemic brought a lot of people back to nostalgia of when they were younger. A lot of people stayed. A lot of people left. A lot of people were just in it to flip and make money. And they lost their shirt or they got into breaks and that's just gambling. And now they're down a bunch of money. But the true love of it is there. People are going to want to do collectibles. Some guy bought a $2,600 transformer off us yesterday. And he sends me pictures of his collection. And we talked for like a half an hour about collecting toys. And he had the coolest transformer collection I've ever seen. It's like a whole room full of graded transformers. That's what that guy loves. And then he's like, hey, if you have any more, let me know. Like we got like a storage room full. And he sends me a list of like 50 transformers that he needs. Like we had 2 of them that we weren't looking to sell right now. But like that kind of stuff is awesome because that guy loves this. I love sports cards. I love memorabilia. And there's always going to be people who want collectibles and want rarity and want authentic jersey patches and cards or want Ryan Sandberg jerseys on the wall behind them. I just think it's not going anywhere. It might not cost as much. It might not be worth as much, but it's not going anywhere.
No, it's not.
Anything, it's expanding into the digital world and NFTs and collectibles and digital art and card art. It's expanding into new horizons. It's expanding and it's including more people. So I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
All right. Wouldn't be us if we weren't mentioning Thursday night football. What's the score? Let's look it up. 3-0 Bills. Who you got tonight before we roll? Because I got to get my kids to bed.
Bills over Pats. I don't know what the score is. The Bills over unless Peters run the ball 74 times in a row. I don't know.
It is 3-0 Bills right now. We're going to Cincinnati on Sunday, so Russell Wilson will not steal my joy.
I don't think anybody will steal the joy from that day.
No, it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for watching. This was our most watched show we've had so far, Josh. Hopefully,
Cool.
if you're not watching now, you come back and watch it later on in the week. We got a lot of good topics. I loved it. Let's show off the Jamar and the Burrow real quick again. We got
One
that
more time.
Boom. Absolute drops tomorrow. And Jamar Chase, Don Russ. So, Josh, see you at work tomorrow. Have a good night, man. Everybody else, thank you for watching.
All right, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.